Welcome to Project Hospice. My name is Lance Dobie, co-founder of Project Hospice. I've spent the last 30 years in healthcare, of which 10 have been in hospice care. And I wanted to kind of explain a little bit about why Project Hospice. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share my story. Around 2017, there was a patient and her caregiver, which was her daughter, that I went to visit. And as it turns out, the patient was in early onset dementia and wasn't doing really well, but I wanted to go by and have a conversation with them about hospice care. Well, we got to the part where we were discussing her background, that she was an ER nurse for most of her career, and I got to talking about hospice. And at that point, things took a weird turn. She got really upset, and I didn't understand what was going on. And once we kind of drilled down a little bit, here's what I realized. In her day, hospice was that little house out in the country where you sent your loved one, and then you got the phone call that they had passed. And she was upset, thinking that her family wanted to get rid of her, just wanted to ship her off, and that, frankly, they didn't want her there in the home anymore. Fast forward about 7-8 months, went back visiting that same family. The daughter looked like she had aged quite a bit, caring for her mom. But this time I took a little bit different approach. This time I just asked the patient, what is it that you want? And interestingly enough, she said what a lot of patients say now. She was tired of going to the hospital, tired of going to all of her specialists, tired of going to the nursing home for rehab once she got out of the hospital. She was just tired. And by the judge of looking at the daughter, she was tired too. So I asked a question that I don't think I had ever asked her before with all of her visits. I said, what is it that you want? And she said, I just want to stay home. She said, I just want to be comfortable. I just want to stay home. So I stopped, I kind of paused, and I looked at her and I said, well, that's what we can do with hospice. And of course, in addition to that, all your supplies would be covered. Any equipment you might need for comfort and support would be covered. As it turns out, the daughter was paying all that out of pocket. A lot of money, I might add. So from that day forward, I made an intentional and conscious decision that I was going to empower my families through education around their options. While it might not be the right choice for everybody at that particular time, at least now they would have the information to make that informed decision. And by the way, that patient that we were talking about was my grandmother. And the caregiver was my mom. So I've been where you've been if you're here looking for information on hospice care. So let us walk with you on your journey.